My question is for the government representative. Senator Gold, my question relates to Canada's involvement with Ukraine. The recent escalation of Russian activity in eastern Ukraine has prompted Ukrainian authorities to renew their call for NATO membership, a foreign policy goal that has been enshrined in Ukraine's constitution since 2017. Our media tend to report on Canada's military operations in Ukraine, specifically Operation Unifier, which supports Ukraine's security forces. But while military preparedness and cooperation are important, we know that military interoperability is only one of many standards that a country must meet to join NATO. Perhaps the most important requirement to join NATO is a functioning democratic political system. Senator Gold, last weekend in the Globe and Mail, Professors Roland Paris and Jennifer Welsh urged Canada to do more to assist democracies that are in danger of sliding into forms of authoritarianism, including Ukraine, which they mentioned specifically. So that is my question today, Senator. What work has Canada undertaken to strengthen Ukraine's democratic institutions? Thank you.
Thank you for that important question, colleague. Canada has been and remains a strong supporter of Ukraine's efforts, its reform efforts, both bilaterally and as part of the G7 Ambassador Support Group for Ukraine in Kiev. Colleagues, the reform process is key to stabilizing and building Ukraine's resilience and prosperity in the face of the ongoing campaign of Russia to destabilize Ukraine. It's also central to Ukraine's Euro-Atlantic aspirations and the process of releasing further IMF funding. Now, there are a number of programs that Canada has put in place, and many deal with Ukraine's needs for support in the area of security, because without security, other reform efforts are at risk. And I won't outline those programs and monies. But to your question, our international assistance also promotes inclusive governance through support participation of citizens, especially women, in public life and decision-making processes, including support for a free, fair, and inclusive electoral system. We're also supporting Ukraine in its efforts to strengthen the effectiveness, transparency, and accountability of its justice sector.
Senator Dasko, did you have a supplementary?
Yes, Speaker. Thank you, Senator. As a follow-up, I would like to focus on UN Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security, which was the first resolution to recognize the unique and disproportionate effects of armed conflict on women and girls. The Canadian government has reiterated its commitment to this resolution in the context of Ukraine. However, that commitment was short on detail and information is sparse. I wonder if you could enlighten us in the chamber on your work your government has done to promote the involvement of women in efforts towards peace and security in Ukraine. Thank you.
Senator Gold.
Thank you for that important question. Let me make 4 points. First, Canada puts an emphasis on gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls generally. And in Ukraine, Canada is committed to supporting the implementation of UN Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security. And we lead on initiatives aiming to increase the role of women in the security and defense sectors. Second, through the Canada Police Arrangement, CPA, Canada deploys civilian police officers to provide training and to increase the capacity of the National Police of Ukraine on issues such as preventing and responding to gender-based violence. Third, Canada also helps bolster women's organizations in Ukraine who are working on issues such as SGBV, violence against women and girls, and women's political participation through the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives. And finally, in Ukraine, Canada is funding Alinea International to support policing reform. Alinea International addresses the COVID-19 pandemic and associated increase in domestic violence by supporting a domestic violence hotline, providing emergency kits for victims, and expanding awareness campaigns on SGBV.